Hi guys, how you doing? This is Let Freedom Ring coming at you, hopefully going to kick you some knowledge. Boy, it's been a minute since I've put a video out on YouTube. I basically unplugged from politics. Just didn't want to get into it anymore. I really wanted to concentrate more on business, and that's what I did. This back in 2016, 2020, I posted a little bit. I believe it was a different channel, actually, honestly. And just, not that I didn't pay attention to politics. I did, followed Mo's channel, a few other people, but I just kind of just unplugged. Didn't really want to get into all that. I just wanted to, make my money. But now, I was reading an article. I'm in real estate. I was reading an article the other day about a real estate blogger that that suddenly, decided that they were going to do a political article. And it had to do with the Charlie Kirk assassination. And he compared it to 9/11. Now, I was around during 9/11. Maybe you weren't, but I remember how that really shook people. I had friends of mine prior to 9/11. I had friends of mine that, used to give the middle finger to America and say, screw America and this and that. After that, they completely changed because they realized that no matter what you believed, and even you may have sympathized with the people that attacked us back then, you were still American and you were seen as evil to them from their perspective. I'm being broad here, but in general. So all of a sudden, America became important. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to equate what happened to Charlie Kirk to 9/11. They're different things, but they are similar in that it did shake me and a lot of people because there's been a lot of things going on over the last few years, and part of the reason why maybe I got out of politics is because what you said, if you were conservative, or even if I don't consider myself necessarily a conservative, I'm just a right leaner that believes that we should all respect each other. Sure, we may have differences in opinions, but we can hear each other out, debate each other, and I know I just have certain beliefs. But it got to the point where a while there, especially in the 2020 area and, the 2024, where if you believed a certain way more conservatively, and even if you, and in some cases, even if you just questioned, if you just asked a question about something controversial, you could be labeled, fired from your job, ostracized from your friends, lose family members, just because you have an opinion that wasn't liberal. That, if you, a lot of the questions, like if you believe certain things about transgender, or if you didn't believe that someone was, someone that was claiming that they were female, or was female claiming that they would be male, that if you didn't agree with their opinion on that, you were labeled a certain way. And me personally, I didn't understand that. But people are entitled to their opinion. And I kind of ignored it. Kind of ignored that was happening to people. And even though I felt it was wrong, that people were expressing their opinions and things were happening to them, I just kind of accepted it. I think a lot of us did. Kind of accepted that that's the case. But in most cases, it was, maybe you're ostracized, made fun of, that type of thing. Not a real big deal. But now somebody that, and I know a lot of you, and if you're watching this video, you may have a particular opinion about Charlie Kirk. That's fine. But in my opinion, what I've seen, this is just a person that seemed to respect people that they debated. And I personally haven't heard Charlie Kirk say anything that was racist, homophobic, any of that stuff. He just challenged, okay, and asked questions and asked you to debate him on certain subjects. And for certain people, that's unacceptable. So much so that they killed him. It really took me about a week to really talk about this. I remember a friend of mine and a client is the one that let me know about it. I called him because we were talking about a property he was trying to buy, and he said that he felt like crap because of what happened. And I said, "What happened?" And he explained to me what happened. And ever since then, it just shook me, because here's a person that was expressing an opinion. And this is a person that wasn't afraid to go into the lion's den, I can tell you that. If you go on YouTube and watch different debates that he has, I mean, he would go into a room full of leftists, and he would not be afraid to debate them and do it respectfully. Didn't call names, anything like that. I respected him a lot for that. I didn't agree with him on everything, but I respected him for the way that he did it. And somebody who didn't agree with him killed him, assassinated him. So what I've seen and what this has done for me is it made me realize that I need to do something. I need to say something. There isn't much that I can do. I'm certainly not a debater like Charlie Kirk was. But I can certainly voice my opinion. And I think what I was afraid to do was speak. I mean, I really thought about this. It's like subconsciously, I think I made the excuse that, well, I'm just not going to talk about politics anymore, because I made the excuse that I want to concentrate on my business. But I think it's important for me to speak and to be respectful to people that I disagree with. And those are going to be people on the left and the right. Now, for full disclosure, I lean more right. I am a minority. I'm half Asian and I'm half Hispanic of Mexican descent. So I come from a multicultural background. Some people initially think that I'm white. I've had a few people make that mistake, but and embarrass themselves quite badly. And they've always been people on the left. But anyways, guys, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak out more. I'm going to talk a little bit more on this channel. Now, I'm not looking to necessarily be, some big megastar on YouTube. I think this is more therapeutic for me, because I want to be able to speak, and maybe a few of you will get something out of this. Maybe we have the same perspective on things. But what I do want to say is, there are people out there that see people like me, just like Charlie Kirk. I deserve to die. I deserve to have really bad things happen to me, and my fate should be the same as his. That's the way they see it. I realize that now. I realize I can't hide from it anymore. And from now on, I'm Charlie Kirk. This is Let Freedom Ring. We'll talk to you next time.